And he was one of the early snowbirds who realized the
We were one of them, but there were other people, you know. The Cheesemans were here long before we came.
About how many people would you say were here when you
Well, I
arrived?
would say there were about 10 white families scattered around.
And did you find it difficult to keep house without electricity, or did you have running water?
Yes, we did, because we had our own electric plant.
Oh, that's marvelous. So you were probably the first family in Boca to have electricity? Did anybody else have electric plants?
The Longs might have had it, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the only electricity we had, was the one that pumped the water for us. We had lamps, oil stoves.
You just had the electric pump for the water.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. So you did have a bath and all of the modern conveniences.
Well, not very modern. We had a bath, and lots of people didn't have one.
That's right. Were the Japanese folks here then?
Yes, they were, because we went to a Japanese wedding.
Oh, tell me about it.
I forgot. I know the Dr. Casons were there from Delray, and we were there, and probably a few other white people.
Well, where did they have it? Do you remember?
Up at Yamato.
They had a large packing house or something up there too. Was that their community center?
Well, this wedding was held right out in the open.
Oh, outdoors.
But there was a packing house here in town that Mr. Long had, and then the Cheesemans had a big packing house. They were very early arrivals.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what we're going to say about Imogen once he gets here, if you...
Yes, then about, were there many churches here at the time? Was there just...
There was no church.
No church at all when you first came?
No. We used to...
What did you do on Sundays?
We went to church as soon as we could in the school building, as soon as they built that building over there. There was a little frame building out in the sticks somewhere.
Oh, so you had church in the school building and also another small building.
And then after a while, they built a church down here, kind of in back of Bogart, down in there.
Mm-hmm.
And we all contributed.
Mm-hmm.
And the men in town built it, you know.
Oh, it was a community project then. Mm-hmm. So, did you have any fundraising affairs for it?
Oh my goodness, we had dances up in Long's packing house.
Dances in Long's packing house, and what kind of music?
Violin and forgotten what, 2 or 3 things that the local men brought in. You know.
Mm-hmm. A kind of a jam session. I heard about them over at Brown's and how the people really enjoyed dancing here. It must have cooled them off instead of making them hot. Well, what other kind of fun things did you have? Did you enjoy the beach?
I wasn't a very good mixer for this reason. I had to be accepted, you know. I was a Yankee. Don't say that.
Oh, I think that's very interesting because, you know, the Yankees weren't accepted during the Revolutionary War either.
Well, I don't think it would do to put it in because I might make enemies. Because they all became close friends after they knew me.
Yes, this is what I wanted to say because,
I wasn't accepted when they had things going on very good, you know.
Most were,
I broke my heart because I was in my 2nd year in nurses training. And all the girls, we loved each other. And then to come down here and be snubbed, you know.
Oh, so you'd been studying nursing in Rutland?
No, New York State. Don't put it all in.
New York
I don't
State.
care. I don't want people to know.
I think it's marvelous.
I don't.
You're a real pioneer, and I mean, in some ways we all have to be. But it was more like a little southern town at that time then.
Well, naturally. I don't know, we object to more people coming in here. There's too many here now.
Well, of course, this is the trouble, but once they get here, we just love them all, don't we? Your husband then was building this horticultural.
He did.
Did he sell
experimented with
plants?
everything, and we've got an archie out there from North Africa.
A what?
An archie.
How do you spell it?
A-K-E-E.
A-K-E-E.
That's the last thing we've got, because we gave up this block of lots. You see, we own the block.
Oh.
That's the last thing we owned. We did own 26 acres across from Palmer Park Plantation, early.
26 acres. That was before some of the other folks moved down.
Well, there's a lot of people here, but they seem, I've been here too long now, you see. They've come and gone, and they've died, or they've gone elsewhere.
It's nice to be able to remember, though. How long were you at the plantation?
I think 8 years, and then we, don't say this, we found it being starved out. Of course, he bought up land and subdivided it, you know, and get $10 down, $100 a lot.
Oh, that's interesting.
In the real estate business.
$10 down and $100 a lot. And
$10
was it going very fast at that time?
Fast. Not so fast, but what he had to go to Miami and become sales manager for Arthur Griffin's estate, and I can't remember what that was. He had an office in the Halcyon Hotel, and that's a long time ago, the Halcyon Hotel, Stanford White building.
In Miami.
Yeah. And Daddy went to Miami because there wasn't enough to take care of it as a family here. I stayed, keep them home weekends.
Now, what about your family?
My family.
Yes, your daughter.
My daughter is here in town.
And her name is
Diane Benedetto. Married and divorced. She had still got too wet.
Here, and does she have any children?
Yes, her daughter's in Miami.
Her daughter's name?
It's also Diane Chappick. In fact, we're going to a wedding this week, one of her daughter's daughters, so I'm great-grandmother.
How wonderful. Do you have any other children besides your daughter?
Yes, I have a son living in Vermont.
And a son, his name?
Harley P. Gates.
Junior, right? And what business is he in?
Well, in a small way, he's in the corn business. He knows
Takes
corn.
after his mother's love for antiques, right?
Yeah, I think he likes antiques, too.
In Rutland, Vermont?
No, it's in Brattleboro. Brattleboro.
And how long was he in Boca? Did he? He was born here.
No, they were born in West Palm Beach. Both my children. Everybody was having a Negro deliver children, and coming from a hospital, I didn't see it.
Oh, so you went to the hospital in West Palm Beach?
They're both born in West Palm Beach, my children.
Yeah, and
I don't think anybody would care about that whole mess.
Of course, they went to school here in Boca, I presume, and they went to school here in Boca.
Yeah, Bud graduated from Delray High.
And then Delray High.
And Imogene went to private school up in Orlando Cathedral.
Your Imogene, another daughter?
No, she's Diane, but she hates the name.
Oh, so she calls herself Imogene.
She calls herself Diane because she don't like the way I named her.
Oh.
But that came from a light opera symbolism. That Diane.
And
that Imogene name came from symbolism. She hates it.
What school did she attend then? She studied dancing?
She mostly did that on her own after she finished school.
But She went to private school.
Yeah.
And where was that?
Orlando.
Orlando. And what was the name of it?
Cathedral. She first went to a Baptist school. She didn't like that. They don't like much of anything sometimes. When they're young, they know so much more than
Oh, well, this was natural. Oh, you even in those days. The Japanese community here, do you remember any of the names of the people?
Well, the head of them all was Saki, S-A-K-I or something. Now, I think that maybe Vinton Long could tell you more, though he was just a little tiny boy. I don't know if he could. Maybe Eula Rawson could tell you more about that.
Well, I imagine we'll be able to get it all together eventually. The black community, was that here when you came in 1915?
I'll say they were here. You know where they were?
No.
Where the field was. And I used to take my laundry way up there somewhere. But you go up the hill where Bible conference is. It's all shrubbery, you know. And you look out through there, through the little path out through there, and through the little scrub pines, and there'd be a little nigger house. And
they were all
scattered
farmers.
Around out there.
Well, in the Bibletown area.
They were farming for the farmers. You know, they would help. And it's funny though. I know driving out that way in those days, you just look through a well-beaten path to the scrub pine, and you'd know there's a little cabin out there.
So it really resembled the South. Yes, how did you get here? Did you drive down in 1915 when you came?
We came Clyde Mallory steamer.
On a steamer? That's interesting. From where?
New York.
From New York to Miami?
No. West, let me see.
Yes.
Jacksonville. Then we had to take a train. Oh boy, was it hot.
Oh, yes. And then you took the train from there and
West Palm Beach, and then we drove our Ford.
West Palm, and then Mrs. Benedetto, you remarked about some of the early days here. What did the young people do for fun?
I have written about that in a story that I've written for the Spanish River paper. And we had very simple ways of amusing ourselves. I wrote about how we'd go out in the woods and pick up pieces of glass and old broken dishes. And they were really more important to us than toys that might have been bought. We'd build our house, you know, make play house and build houses out of palmetto fronds. And we'd get old bottles and we'd dig tunnels and bridges in the sand, and we'd play treasure hunt. And as I wrote, the treasure was never important. It was just finding one cue after another, you know, and out in the woods. And
where was out in the woods?
Where? Everywhere.
Everywhere.
It was all woods then.
Did you ever run into any bobcats?
We weren't afraid of anything like that. It was quite natural. You run into a house cat or bobcat, same thing.
I can't say anything.
Any wild
But
turkey?
one ran by her and she said, "Daddy, see the doggy, see the doggy, wildcat."
When she was just
When
a
she was a
tot?
girl.
Yeah, they aren't dangerous, really, though.
Did you said something about your Ford? Did you get a car then after you came down from
Oh no,
Palestine?
we had the car.
Yeah,
Is that on?
you shipped it down on the boat.
Is that on?
You shipped it down on the boat.
No, he left it in West Palm Beach.
Oh, I see. And then he came up to get you as a bride.
We
So
picked each other up in Palm Beach. I mean,
always had a car.
Yeah.
You were lucky.
Well, you couldn't drive anything but a Ford in sand roads.
Oh, all the roads were sand then, weren't they?
Little narrow rock.
You must remember the hurricane in 1926.
Remember it.
Would you tell me something about it?
Which one?
26, I've heard that
I mean,
from that
Mother
big
or
one.
me?
Doesn't matter.
Well, I
Both of you.
remember the ocean coming right over down the road, and my father trying to put doors up against the window, and it blew him right across the room. He gave up on that. Then the water was coming down the stairway from my brother in my room. And we used to go out and play in the water afterwards. It was wonderful. It was about 4 feet deep in the road. Oh, we thought that was great. In fact, we thought it was pretty exciting. We never knew enough to be afraid.
Of course, the lights went out, and
Oh, yes. No water,
but you
no
had
light.
candles and lamps.
The lamps were all we had.
And
Yeah, we got lamps.
were there any other hurricanes that were worse in your
28.
estimation?
28.
1928. And did your house withstand all of that
Yeah.
pressure?
Miami got it worse than we did. The ships came up out of the bay and all along the boulevard.
Were there any shipwrecks around Boca here while you were living? I heard that sometimes people would salvage on the beach.
I don't think so.
From things that washed ashore, yes.
Nothing of any value.
And then the Army moved in in well, you probably remember Mr. Meisner. Have you written anything about the Meisner area? Or?
No, because it's been so overwritten, and really that doesn't go back to the primitive days. It wasn't primitive. The minute he came in town, everybody started putting on a clean shirt and tie in the winter.
Oh, is that right? When Meisner came. So you must have had a air that Boca was going to have.
Oh, I wrote several articles for the local papers on Meisner.
Oh, good. Do you have copies of them?
It's not. I think I gave Vince
We'll
a couple.
hope that the papers are indexed. Do you know whether they are? Oh,
No. Did that, I just enjoyed it.
But tell me about the time when everybody put on a clean shirt when Meisner came to town.
Well, you know what I mean. They put on a shirt with a tie, and they really were trying to rise up out of being what you call almost like a little colony here of natural living people. And suddenly,
Out of a relaxed small
Yes.
southern town.
And
And
I remember seeing that the Cadillac slithered into silence, and the real estate men put on their bean picking pants and went back to work.
after the crash, that was
after the crash, yes, that's
1929.
uh-huh.
That's a little later.
I didn't say it just that
I
way.
think that's a marvelous way of putting it. After the crash, they put on their bean picking pants again. It was an interesting era, those 20s, roaring 20s down here, you might say. Could you give us just a little of the flavor when how the millionaires came to town?
Go ahead, sister.
I never saw too many of them, that they were in the club, the hotel.
They were
there.
cloistered, in other words.
It was pretty private. They drive around in their big cars, but
Mrs. Geist used to come up in my shop every once in a while, and I said she did it to get away from him. And she was rather of a lady, and Geist was a bulldog-like.
Did she collect any antiques at that time?
Yeah, she'd buy some little thing.
Did they live at the hotel?
No, they lived in the house that right next to Cassidy's.
Drummond.
Drummond House.
Oh.
Well, you find it now. Oh,
I wonder about the community. In other words, the club was an entity of its own, wasn't
That's
it?
right.
yeah, but everybody got kind of swelled up. So when lots of the people who hadn't had much or done much had parties, and I've been over to the administration building where they had music and Negroes all dressed in white.
Yeah.
And that would be just some of the ordinary people here. They got awful rich all of a sudden.
Well, they worked for the club, didn't they? A lot of them.
No, the Siemens over here are the ones I have in mind particularly. They live in our little old house over there, you know. That
Yeah, but these
where
were the
building over in the
dances.
back here, it's still there, Imogene, that old house.
The dances that were free for the community.
Well, that was earlier, though, up in the packing house there. And they danced down the administration building. But
You've got to keep on one time, Mother. That's what she's trying to get. They stay in the one time. But Meisner is one time, Geist is another, and before them is another. I think it's easier to stick on the certain times.
Well, it is, but then you have to take things when you think of them. When we think back on what day was that, it's very difficult sometimes to pin it down. But the Meisner era was the high-flying era of the 20s.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, with the crash, before Geist took it over. How long were you in the depression, you might say?
So I don't know. I never felt it. We hadn't had. I don't know if we lived so very much different than we ever had.
Oh, that's interesting. The depression didn't affect you in this area because you kept your same ways.
Yeah, we did.
Daddy lost an awful lot of money to not be affected.
Well, I suppose we all did.
But we hadn't been flush anyway.
We went from living in a nice house to a garage apartment with a little ice box and everything.
Well, that was
well, a lot of us did that, you know. Although, did you sell your house?
Yeah. But not because we were broke. We just sold it.
You know, there's so many of us who remember what had happened to us. And I think it's a pattern that a good many of us know. Then when would you say that things changed for the better?
Kind of gradual, I guess.
In the 30s, were you in school dancing?
Boarding school.
Boarding school where? In
Montbird and Orlando Cathedral School for Girls.
You got that.
Oh, I didn't get the name.
Montbird School and Cathedral School for Girls.
Mont, V-E-R-D-E. And Cathedral School. Both boarding schools in Orlando. Did you take the train?
No, Mother and my father drove me up there.
And what were you studying?
The regular high school courses.
Oh, I see. You didn't go to Delray.
No.
And then it was on to New York?
No. When I got out of school, I went into Miami, and I tried to get work, and I had no training at all coming out of schools like that. They certainly didn't prepare me for anything. So I took care of this woman's little boy for a while. Then I unfortunately got married to someone over twice my age, thinking not knowing what marriage was.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even stay with him. So, oh goodness. so
Well,
hard
all
to
your
recall
talents
all
finally
yeah. If I went
came
into this-
together.
If I went into this, it'd sound like a soap opera.
Well,
my life still runs like one. Seems to
well-
have been my fate to live a soap opera. But anyway, it was after my little girl was
But you
born that
got
I
a
had
family now? Yes, you did.
went into show business. I found I wasn't any good as a car hop, and I brought her back to my mother and went down to Miami and went into show business.
And, of course, it brings you into another kind of a world, but you might say Boca had its own show business in the hotel. And did you ever have any opportunities to go there and see any of it, to get it in your
No,
blood?
I worked right around Miami to New Orleans and New York.
And
I really wanted to be an actress, not a dancer, but I ended up a dancer.
did Boca seem to be a quiet, sleepy town until after the war? Was it just beginning
Until after
to
the
come
war.
awake after the war? When the,
Slowly.
still slowly.
Rebuild slow, yes.
Well, the Army, I understand, or the government bought up quite a bit of land. Did they have a major part of the land at that time for the Air Force?
FAU was it. Florida Atlantic University.
And they had bought the hotel, I understand.
I think they more or less leased
Leased
that.
that?
don't
You mean,
It was
Army?
temporary. The government
Oh,
took
I
over
see.
like they did in Miami. They took over the
Mhm.
hotels. I think like a lease. I
Mhm.
imagine that's what the government would do. Because every beach on Miami, every hotel on Miami Beach was full of soldiers.
Mhm. Did you, you were here at
I
that
can't
time?
find the other way.
Since your family were here at the beginnings, could you tell me some of the clubs or organizations or the city council meetings, what
Can't see.
contributions that Mr. Gates was surely interested in Boca, or he wouldn't have stayed here all of his life?
Well, they established the Board of Trade. I gave them all that information for every meeting they had. I gave it over to the 2 years of it I gave to the.
He was on the Board of Trade, and he helped establish it.
Yeah.
That preceded the Chamber of Commerce.
And then there was a hunt club that didn't last long. The poor horse
Oh.
nearly died of flies.
Hunt Club, well,
Oh, that was to be real swank,
where was it?
You road
Where was that located? Out near where Boca West is?
out west, and the horses.
I don't
they-
Did you have hunt breakfast and the riding to the hounds and so on?
No, not. It didn't get that far.
It was
honestly.
kind of a corny setup, wasn't it?
But it didn't last. Well, it preceded all the ranches,
I
though.
think it didn't last because the horses were suffering so with the horse flies.
Well, did they have golf or anything like that out there? What was the,
They had the South Court down here, the South Golf Court, and this one.
Yes, that belonged to the club. You had no municipal course, in other words.
No,
well, what did the hunt club have besides a few horses?
just the horses, and you join the club and pay your dues, and you could ride, and get up.
Play bridge out there or anything like that?
No, not at the hunt club. We played bridge, though.
Oh, you did?
Oh, I mean, I'm not a real social person,
All I remember is you were always having bridge parties.
Well, Judge Cooper was out in Floresta.
In the home?
Yes.
Mhm.
And then we had a couple out in the administration building, and they had music and Negroes dressed up in white uniforms. I went to a couple of those. Bridge.
What about the city itself? Did they were not incorporated yet when you
Not
came?
in 25 they were.
And was your husband active in the
Oh, he
formation?
was very active in anything that was progressing you know, making Boca Raton go ahead.
And could he see any the vision of the land and
He
the?
certainly did, but I wouldn't want him to see it today.
What was his
Build a
vision?
town. Build a town. That was his ambition.
He wanted to build the town. Do you think he would be disappointed?
I think he'd be shocked. I am. I even ended up down at the club yesterday, getting home from the garage.
Well, you think it was built too fast, or just
Yes,
you're
I
just
think-
amazed at the growth? In other words.
If he didn't like me, he'd get lost wherever he went.
He was beginning to get lost anyhow. Made his transition.
It is. Well, when did you notice this complete change in Boca?
Well, I think the last 10 years has made a great difference. Terrible difference.
Terrible in what way?
Well, people that don't, for country people like me, started out living with my grandparents up on a 80-acre.
Well, you were one of those stalwart Vermonters.
Just leave things as they be.
But nothing does stay as it
No.
is. Change is always.
Change is the only permanent thing, I guess.
That's right.
I wonder what Daddy thought this town really should be like. That's what I'd like to know.
Well, I imagine he thought about 30 or 40,000, no more.
Oh, it is 42,000.
Yes. Was he one who wanted to hold down the population and plan the city
No, I don't
correctly?
think he
Didn't have to worry about
You know, there was a time when they didn't want
No,
Jews.
not even in 65? They didn't worry?
Well, he died in 65. I said
Yes,
in 65, you know, they weren't worrying too much then. It wasn't that big. Wasn't anything around
That's
there.
10 years ago.
10 years ago even, you
No.
didn't have the building?
Only in the last 2 years has all this tremendous growth of condominiums and everything taken place.
Well, it must have, that's probably
It's the
right.
last couple
Last 2 or 3 years. When we came here 3 years ago, there wasn't nearly this traffic.
No.
Wait till winter.
That
Oh,
is
boy.
all. It was just beginning to grow like this then.
Used to be you get out in your car and drive just for the fun of it, you know. Now you drive and look out for your neck.
Did you go to Miami or Fort Lauderdale? Where did you get your
Bread and milk?
department? Yes, bread and milk and your clothes. How did you shop?
Well, up at West Palm Beach, we had a little commissary here, and Mrs. Young was postmistress, and a little 20 by 20 building, and they dispensed bread and canned milk, and then you go to Delray if you want anything else.
This was in the years of 1914
Yeah,
about.
About 15 to
Yeah.
25, I imagine.
And
And
then the
Delray was more of a shopping center.
It was what we had, you know, for general shopping, but if you wanted,
What about Pompano? Did you ever
no,
go down there?
Pompano wasn't anything.
Farm town.
Oh, it was horrible then.
Nothing but farm produce.
No.
Deerfield was the worst.
And did you ever get down to Miami?
Oh, yes, we got down to Miami. We didn't get stuck on the rock road somewhere.
Oh, you used to get stuck on the roads?
We went to Fort Lauderdale too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fort Lauderdale and Palm Beach were the big cities.
Went to the dedication of the high school. Now they've torn it down, the one in Lauderdale. We thought that was a big deal.
Well, it's interesting to see how much Boca, as a small town, has changed in its its personality, I suppose you would say, wouldn't you? The personality.
Yeah, why do they have so many biggies?
Mhm.
You know, the paper a week or so ago, it came out all the biggies of men, you know, that made their mark. I sent that to Bud.
But,
Today's paper, you'll need.
did your husband feel that it, was better ground? I know some of them felt that it was higher ground.
It is
better
16 feet
soil.
high,
Mhm.
higher than town ground,
Mhm.
above sea level.
Is there anything else that
Couldn't be,
we could?
couldn't be.
Well, of course, I feel that you're having seen the whole thing. You've had a marvelous bird's eye view of it, and
I guess Benton don't know it, but I said his father and I won the grand prize dancing up Peg Young. She was postmaster, and they lived on Common Park Road. But there wasn't anybody else dancing.
Oh. Well, that's an interesting
That's
thing.
about it.
Yeah, and that's
You
about
get
it.
six couples out on the floor or
He
something.
was too
And that was where?
on Palmetto Park Road. That house has been torn down.
Oh, you had dances in the homes.
Yeah.
Yeah, did,
Mother
uh-huh.
used to have
Yeah.
dances. Over the Waves Waltz,
Oh,
Red
boy.
Bird.
Oh, do you have all those old the sheet music?
All those real
Oh, we had
hot
a
hits.
Victrola, big one.
Oh, you danced to
Yeah,
Victrola.
I have to go over and
In
wang
the
it up.
homes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, up the
Yeah.
packing house, we had
Mhm. Any player piano?
It's the schoolhouse.
and we had
Oh,
danced
the
over there,
schoolhouse
yeah.
had a player piano. What happened to that, I wonder?
I don't know, but I can still hear them playing Red Bird.
Red Bird. What about Bye Bye Blackbird?
I don't remember that one.
That's
It's Red
Bluebird.
And I'd go to sleep on the folding chairs, and they'd fall under you sometimes.
Mhm.